Universe on the line. The Martians have the death beam pointed at Earth. You better hit it. I want Iguodala.
Another one for Tommy boy. Another one for the world. Another one for the listeners. And maybe for the girls. See, I can't dribble a ball, but I can fiddle with y'all.
Episode number 10, double digits of the Third Leg Podcast. If you've been here from the jump, thank you. If you are new, I am your host, Riley Warren. Alongside me is my co-host, Dr. Dunny. What's good, buddy? How you doing today?
Not much. Excited to talk about some sports. We got a lot of basketball today.
Absolutely, buddy. How about you get right into it?
All right, well, starting with the game that's going on right now, Heat versus Knicks in the Eastern Conference. Jimmy Butler, Timothy Butler, some may say, did come back to play in Game 3. I think he had 28 points, led his team to a victory, which I obviously didn't expect with how severe it looked, the ankle injury looked in Game 1. Did not think that he would be back so soon and at least so dominant. So he is Timothy for a reason, right? It is the playoffs. Great job, Jimmy Butler. I think they're up 6 right now in the third quarter against the Knicks, playing in Miami. I think RJ, Julius, and Jalen Brunson all have 17 or 18 points right now. So the Knicks are a little balanced, but I think they're without Quickly tonight.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I think he got injured right at the end of last game. Yeah, he's not playing tonight.
Oh, that's a damn shame. That means they got Obi Toppin, and Hart's Hart's known as more of a rebounder, assist type player. So
Right.
that's tough not having Quickly because he's one of the best 6-man in the league. Comes off and he can get you 10 to 15 buckets or 15 points a night. So that's tough to see.
Right, he is that spark, the microwave Vinny Johnson like for the Pistons back in the day. He comes in with that second team and hey, give him the ball and let him go to work.
Yeah, for sure.
Right now, it looks like Butler and Bam Adebayo are at 20 apiece right now for the Heat, and then Strus has hit 4 threes. He's got 16 points, so he's showing up.
He's hit or miss, dude. Strus either goes for like 20 and hits 5 threes, or he goes 1 for 7, 0 for 6, something like that.
Agreed. And the third quarter just ended, so going into the fourth, the Heat are up 9. I think the spread for tonight's game was 4.5. The Heat were favored. I am on the Knicks 4.5, so come on, New York, let's go.
If the Knicks lose tonight, is it over? Just flat out over, no chance, 0%.
I mean, they do have 2 home games still, right? They got to go back to New York for Game 5 and then 7 if need be. So I would say no, it's not over because they still have a chance. But they have to sweep, 5, 6, and 7. That's tough. I don't see Jimmy Butler letting it happen. So, yes, if the Heat do win tonight, I will say yes, the series is over. Chalk them up. Put your futures in for the Heat to go to the finals if they, get through this series and are able to get healthy.
That's respectable. It's kind of insane. Before the series, I mean, we're thinking Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just Jimmy Butler. And then, Strus had one good game. I think it was game 1. Pretty much carried him game 1. After that was all Timothy. Going in, you think there's no way Butler does it again for a whole series versus a quality team that likes to share the ball a lot. Yeah, right. A well-rounded team, great defense, has some good bigs. Mitchell Robinson is one of the better bigs and has definitely been showing out in the playoffs. You would just think that as a team that it would be skewed more to the Knicks' favor. And this series, it just hasn't been playing out like that at all.
At all. Like, is it Spoelstra? Is he the difference? I saw a little picture on Twitter today. It had all 8 remaining coaches in the playoffs that said, who's the best? Which coach is the best? And the one comment I saw was it's Spoelstra by a country mile, and no one comes even close.
Yeah, I seen that. Shout out Coin Snatcher.
Yes,
yeah, that was
man.
Our boy. I seen that too, and I agree with it 100%. He's the only one. He's the only coach with not 2 superstars that has just been handling business very, very low key.
Right.
And he's been doing that. He's been doing that, I guess, since LeBron left. being able to coach teams to the finals or coach teams to playoff series wins instead of just basically getting carried by a Booker, Durant type style offense.
I mean, you hit the nail on the head with that one. I think we talked about it a few episodes ago that since everyone expected him to kind of fade out when LeBron came in and Pat Riley to come coach the team, obviously having Pat Riley up in the front office, that's a great mind to pick. And he kind of sets the tone for the team, like what's to be expected. Dwayne Wade kind of talked about how the preseason workouts were even worse than like playing in the season because you had to be at a certain weight. You had to be there to work out so many times, and it was just rigorous because Pat Riley does not give a shit. He says, "We're playing the game my way, and if you don't, you're gone."
Hey, he knows how to win games. He knows how to get to the finals. If you didn't listen to him, then you're an idiot at the end of the day. And Spolstra and him are obviously one of the best duos, front office wise, coach wise, in the league because they've just been able to have a well rounded team without the superstars, like I was talking about. And it's just year over year quality. He just wins.
All the man
Super,
does is
super low
wins.
key, but he wins. He just wins games.
Al Davis said it best: "Just win, baby, win."
Just
Right?
win, baby, win. That's all that matters. Nobody cares about anything else.
Amen. They did make a lineup change tonight. The Heat did. They put Kyle Lowry in coming off the bench. Um, they started Vincent and started K Love. So K Love goes from not playing and getting dropped to picked up by Miami and starting in the divisional series. Like, wow.
Yeah, that's wild. That's that coaching stuff, though.
Right.
That's
No,
like
you're 100%
that's
correct.
game plan and implementations, and it's just different than sending your five guys out and saying go get buckets.
Right. I agree. I agree. The series that's going on in the Eastern Conference on the other side, you have Boston versus the 76ers. Wow, what a tale of two games for each side. So the series is tied 2-2. The Sixers took game 1 and game 4, and it was because James Harden decided he wanted to play basketball again. And
Strip club
then
James Harden, baby. I'll tell
he
you what.
he came to play. And Doc Rivers doesn't care as long as he gets the job done, right? And then Boston, obviously, they won games 2 and 3. They were able to hold Harden under 20 points both games. Embiid did come back, but wasn't. He was kind of a shadow of himself, really.
Yeah, for sure. And on the Harden side of things, he just looked off. He had so many shots within the cup that were easy buckets to him all year long, and he was just missing them. And you could tell throughout the game he was just getting pissed off at his own ability. Like he just couldn't make the shots he was the game before and then the game after.
Right.
So you're gonna have those shooting slumps, and you're not gonna be able to go for 45 every night. But when Embiid's not playing on his top game and you're both are in the game, like it just looks bad. You have Harden
Right.
go for 45 and you win. Then the very next game, you have your superstar back and you guys get dubbed like easily. It
And
didn't.
yeah,
It looked like two
blowout.
different teams.
Right. Nope.
So it looked weird. I was really happy that Philly got the bounce back in the way they did. Super monumental, super momentous for them going forward, and you would think that Philly has momentum right now.
Right. I mean, how could you not? Going back to Boston, game 5, you know that you got a chance in the series. All you got to do is win one of the games in Boston and handle business at home, and then you're good to go, right? You're going to be playing for potentially going to NBA championship. And if you're looking at what the Knicks and the Heat are doing, you're like, hey, the Heat are hurt, and the Knicks still can't beat them. So this looks good for us.
Yeah, I would imagine, and obviously every sports book in the world agrees with me that whoever wins Celtics Sixers are winning the Eastern Conference.
You're 100% correct. They are the favorites, and the other two teams are like very much more payout if you bet on them.
Yeah, for sure. Plus couple thousand for a couple of them.
Yep. Yesterday's game did go to overtime. James Harden hit the three in the corner to as a like kind of like a buzzer beater. It was a buzzer beater.
Well, there was like what was there like 2 seconds left
Yeah, you're right. And
or
Boston
something like that.
Boston hit a shot, but it was after the buzzer went off. So, um, That
Sad.
sucks for them. They lost by a point. James Harden hit the three to go up one. Your boy Al Horford, showing out
Dude,
with
he went
his
nuts.
10 points, 7 boards.
That's huge for big man. He's hitting clutch threes. That's what he
Yeah.
does. And before, I think it was 2 games ago, a reporter asked him like something about his 3 points, and he's like, "I'm an elite shooter." And the reporter laughs. He's like, "What? You don't think I'm an elite shooter?" And he's dead ass serious.
No, I don't.
Dude, he had a 3 that would have put him up 4 with like 40 seconds left or something like that, and
Mhm.
it was like a quadruple rim job, bounced out, but he was wide open. Classic Al Horford
Right.
dagger game. He missed it.
Just the
He's still one of the worst big men in the league. I don't care what anyone says, dude.
well, he's the tallest little guy in the league. I think maybe we could say. Um, Talk about Jason Tatum's push off to get the lead in the end of the overtime session there.
I'm watching the game from home, and it was like, it was instantly that push off happened. I just stand up. I'm like, that's a foul. That's a foul. Nothing
Yep.
called. He gets his little 2 feet back and splashes the triple. I'm like, dude, that is a dagger. This is gonna be a game. Like, this is game. Like, that is the biggest dagger ever.
Right. Does
And
Boston make it out of
then
Philly if if that's the way the game ends?
the fans were blowing up the arena, dude. I swear to God, they were just panning it to Phillies fans, and every single one of them had their hat off, just like, what the fuck is going on? Philly fans, you already know, are absolutely insane. If that call would have stand like it did, and then
Right.
they would have lost, yeah, they would have been storming the city like they just won the chip.
Right, absolutely. Jason Tatum pulling out his Heisman, get a little stiff arm push off right to Maxey, send him flying, and then the man has been showing out the last couple playoffs. Obviously he struggled in the beginning of his career, but as he's coming into his own, he's playing better and better. So
I,
good for him.
yeah, I seen something. Jalen Brownie was like, I guess I gotta just,
Demand the ball more or
yeah,
something like that.
demand the ball more. I'm like, I watched last game, and he is just chilling. Most of the
Right,
time, he's chilling. They have what's his name? Oh,
Brogdon or
No,
Smart.
they got
Okay.
they got PJ Tucker, and he just sticks to him all game. And you can just tell like Jalen Brown is just like flustered, and he's not an off the ball kind of like Steph Curry run and get screens guy.
Right,
So he literally sits in his like predetermined spot for like 15 seconds, almost every possession. And PJ's just like hugging him. He's playing
right,
the PJ Tucker defense. And it just looks like Jalen Brown is like flustered or just like not in his groove.
right. And it's kind of sad to see for that Celtics team. Like the media is definitely making him out to be like the guy who's getting shipped off if they don't make it happen. And like, would that happen if the media wasn't trying to create that split in the team? Who knows? But it definitely looks that way. That if the season ends without a championship, it's not anyone but Jalen Brown's fault.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I just feel like every team with a 2-man star lineup, that's what happens at the end of the day. You don't accomplish what you're supposed to do. One of those 2 highest paid, expectations the most out of them. Like one of those players have to take the fall.
And it's sad to see because, like, literally, like Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum, they play pretty decent together. Obviously, their games are pretty similar, but both of them go off at the same time. They play decent defense. It's unfortunate that the Celtics offense kind of turns into, all right, give the ball to Tatum at the top. Everyone spread out, let him go to work and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that their offense is in the predicament it is right now, and it's really just because they're not making shots. If the
Right.
shots are falling, I mean, they're the best duo or one of the best duos in the league. When the shots aren't falling, it's like, all right, one of you got to go. That's just the duality of having great players.
Yep. You're not wrong for sure.
Because in my eyes, Boston loses, and I know Marcus Smart has been doing good the last like 5 games maybe, but Smart, Brogdon, Horford, and maybe one other, like, you're gone. We'll
Absolutely.
send you in a 3-4 man package and try to get something else.
Right. And Jalen Brown's going to be like a sought after asset for sure.
Oh yeah, imagine Jalen Brown like if they flip him for Kyrie or some shit.
Right. Or does
Something like
OKC pick
that.
up the phone and say, "Hey, we'll give you 5 first
One
round
of our
draft picks."
500 draft
Right.
picks. Yeah, for sure. Boston's going to have they're going to have a fun off season if they don't do well.
Right. They obviously don't want that, but it looks like it's heading that way
It doesn't
potentially.
help either that they're in Boston, and Boston is just such a heavy sports city that have such high expectations. Like if you don't do well, you don't have a lot of time to do well.
Right. And they're coming off the Bruins getting kicked out, so the city of Boston's already pissed. So like
And them Red Sox ain't the Red Sox like they usually are.
the Patriots suck too.
Oh,
So
dude, they're down bad. Oh, wham wham, Boston. They got 30 chips in their 30 years of life.
Yep.
I'm over here down bad. Never seen shit as a Lions fan,
It's
Tigers
true.
fan.
It's true. Just losses in the finals, unfortunately for the Tigers. Did you see the Micah Parsons wearing Tyrese Maxey jersey on the
I
sideline?
did. I did. I seen people saying, yeah, he's wearing the Maxi jersey because he's from Texas. He's just repping Texas. He's not repping Philly. He's still Dallas. But I seen a lot of Philly jerseys on this man, and they weren't all Tyrese Maxey.
Right. And I mean, like, if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, are you kind of shaking in your boots right now? Like, is Micah not
No.
happy?
See, I feel like you got to dig in a little more, see if he was just a Philly fan growing up his whole life. And his dad, his grandpa, his whole family grew up Philly. Like, it'd be hard to go to Dallas and then not root for Philly, like basketball and like just for the city of Philly, you know?
No, I wholeheartedly agree. I just, it's the drama that the media tries to make it out to be, right? Is just
For
funny
sure.
because obviously the Cowboys haven't been able to beat the Eagles here recently, and Micah Parsons is that dude who, I mean, he has been opening his mouth a little bit about them being the next team, right? Or people don't want to go play in certain spots, Detroit, aka. But you know, who knows? It could be the media could try and create a little rift in their team as well. I would love to see that because the Cowboys need to lose.
Yeah, nobody likes the Cowgirls. If you're a Cowgirls fan, I'm sorry to hear it.
Shout out Corey Burrow. Sorry, buddy. Don't like you
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Yeah, he was born scared.
All right, moving to the Western Conference, we have Lakers Golden State. They play tonight in LA again at Staples Center or whatever the coin stadium is called now.
It's like Coinbase or some shit like that. Crypto.com arena or some shit.
Cryptocurrency, yeah, something like that.
I just
The
got scam.com arena.
right, exactly. Buy my fictitious money. Anyways, getting back to topic, Lakers are up 2-1. Golden State. You even posted the TikTok about it that Golden State hit 20 plus threes in the last game. Lakers didn't even make, I think, six, and the Golden State Warriors lost by 5. So what the
Yeah.
hell is going on?
It was like I said at the beginning. This whole series comes down to can Golden State's bigs cover the Lakers' bigs, and can the Lakers guards run around and chase Golden State's 3-point shooters and keep their field goal percentage at least 40,
Right.
35, 40 from three. That's what you need, like collectively. And it's been happening on both sides. AD every other game has dropped 15 or lower points. And then on the flip side of that, the 3-point shooting for Golden State when they lose, percentage wise, is super low. So when they win the games, they're doing what they need to respectively.
No. Yeah, I agree. It's crazy how AD has been like that. Goes off games 1, 3, 5, 7, but in the even games, bet his unders, you nuke them.
Dude, it's
Because
insane. This is the craziest single person trend I've seen in a playoff setting.
right, with it being that hot, that cold, it's you can't draw it up. You would expect him to, if he's finding success with something, to just try and replicate and replicate and replicate. At what point does the streak end? Because eventually it should.
Right.
But I don't know. Do you bet on it or don't you?
Well, you know my philosophy. If I see a board and there's a trend, I'm betting against it every time. I hate trends. I like if I see like the line could be at like 4. In the last 5 games it could hit 3. I'm taking the over. I'm taking the over. She's due. It's the she's due strategy.
Right. And there's an old saying that you always bet on the streak to continue because you're only wrong once, and then you never bet on the streak to end because you're only right once. So
Yeah, see, my
something for
thought,
everyone to think about.
whoever said that was born scared. They bet against it too many times and lost. And they
They
came up with
ride the
some
coattails of the
bullshit.
hot streak.
Yeah, that sounds like a follower if I've ever heard one.
Right, yeah, I know the saying, but I don't follow it either. So when I go to the roulette wheel, I'm looking for streaks. I go bet against streaks.
Yeah, they also say don't count your money while you're at the table, and I'll be sitting there counting it before every hand. So
All right, if I quit now, I'm at.
if I quit now, I'm only down $263.
It's good Tuesday.
Yeah, for sure.
Golden State in LA. Do they come out with Game 4 to tie up the series? What do you think?
I think the Lakers get it done.
Okay.
I feel like the Lakers won't, but I want the Lakers to. I feel like this bullshit trend goes back and forth, back and forth. I want the Lakers to end that fucking streak. Let's leave that narrative alone. But there's one thing I've seen. Have you seen the dog shooting the ball down the stairs into like the basket? Once the Lakers, once the Warriors.
Yes.
Do you see what's going on?
Yeah, he is. He's perfect so far in the series.
Yeah,
And
but did you see what he predicted?
yeah, the Warriors to win in 7.
But it was Lakers go up 3-1.
Right.
So Lakers win tonight. And
then
we're all
Golden State.
scared, dude.
Right.
Everyone on Twitter is like, I'm a Lakers fan and I want them to lose tonight because I can't let this fucking come to fruition. Like, people were on that guy's post saying they're about to call Mike Vick. People were so pissed off, dude. You have to read some of those comments under that, dude. People are sick at this dog. And Lakers fans, they're absolutely menaces.
Hitting a little floaty ball into random baskets down the stairs, and people are threatening Mike Vick on the dog. Good God.
It's a gambling degen, too. He's got some money on the Lakers. He's not just a fan. Fucking degens, God. Dude.
I will take Golden State to win tonight.
Fucking course.
Yep. I mean, I'm a Golden State fan, right? Steph Curry, probably my favorite NBA player as it stands right now.
Just glaze him.
Right. He is on a trend, though, if you are a trend better. In Staples Center, he struggles since 2015, 2016, has never scored over 30 points, has only shot the ball 50% from the field like 2 or 3 times, and even then he was under on the 30 line that he has tonight. So the streak has told you to bet the under tonight, which is set at 30.5. I don't know. I feel like the one time I believe in it, he's going to go inferno.
Here's what I'm going to say. I believe one of these streaks are coming to an end tonight. Either AD's doing his thing or Curry's dropping 31. If both of them continue the streak, I'm going to be flabbergasted and almost pissed off for podcast 11 because we're going to have to keep talking about it.
Yep, their streaks continue and the dogs, right? That's going to be something we got to talk about.
Sure. Talk about it because it's at an impeccable hit rate.
Right. It'll be a definite topic for episode 11. They tip off here in 17, 20 minutes, something like that. Very interesting to see. The winner of that matchup will go up against the Nuggets Suns, who had Game 4 last night. The Suns tied it up, 2-2. The old adage that, the series doesn't start till the road team wins a game. So the series hasn't started yet in this series yet.
The series might not start all series.
Right. It might just be home team.
There was some drama in that game, though. A little too much drama for me, but.
Yep. Sparty coming out to the sidelines, But Matt Ishaba, who is the owner of the Suns, new owner, he owns, I believe it's Rocket Mortgage, on the sidelines, catches a ball after Jokic and a Suns player ran into each other. He catches the ball. Jokic tries to grab it from him. Jokic tries to rip it out of his hands. It goes flying. Ishbia kind of comes up to him, and Jokic gives him the forearm shiver, and bye-bye. He goes flopping. Do you suspend him? Do you just fine him? Do you agree with what the NBA's decided to do? What do you think?
I think you don't suspend him, you don't fine him, and you release a statement talking about what the fans should be doing and what the players should be doing, like how they should interact. And you should tell the players you should never be holding the ball. You're not a part of the game. Don't grab the ball
Right,
ever.
the fans.
Yeah, even if it's like it could get passed right to you and you catch it and you put it on the ground where they play the game. You
Or
know, you
throw it
don't
right
keep
back to
it.
him.
You're not
Right,
holding it. You're not in the MLB. You didn't catch a home run.
right.
And I don't know. The whole thing was fucking weird. But for Jokic, it hurts because he scored 53 points and 11 assists. And then you get a $25,000 fine and you lost.
Talk about the ultimate L. Like,
What do you,
just
I mean,
dagger to the heart.
yeah, the Ishbia,
Yep.
he released something on Twitter saying like suspending or fining over last night's incident would not be right. I have a lot of respect for Jokic and don't want to see anything like that. Excited for Game 5, go Suns. So it was cool to see on his side, you know, no harm, no foul. Jokic, I mean, 25K, he'll fart that out. He's not really worried about it. But it's good to see from him just so it's not like an ongoing thing, like this beef, this bullshit, you know? Like it's
I
not an ongoing thing. But I would say, what would if he tweeted if the Suns would have lost and went down 3-1? Like
right. Is it a different story?
was that just like a hey, everything's cool, like it's all good. We fucking won. I'm not even tripping over it. Or is it just like a that's just how he is type thing, you know?
Right. I mean, I don't know him. I don't know to comment on it. I don't know, but Devin Booker said it after the game. Like, if the owner got the job done, he got us a point in that time because Jokic did get a technical foul. So funny to say, right? Obviously, basketball is a little unique as far as fans and how close they are to the court comparatively to every other professional sport. Right? They're the only ones that you can be able to touch a player, essentially.
Yeah,
So it'll be interesting if these sorts of things continue to happen. Do they end up putting ropes around the court, or do they go with the fans have to be so far off the court kind of tactic to kind of eliminate that? Obviously, those are big revenue seats for the owners, but you'd never want to see another like mouse in the palace. Like that is worst case scenario, and these are kind of things how it happens.
for sure. That would be worst case Ontario for any basketball team to have a brawl in their arena. But I still feel like when Jokic tried to get the ball from him and there's like a tug, like what are you tugging at? Like you should be
Right.
handing me the ball and he's got it like this, you know? And
Wholeheartedly
it's just
agree.
like I'm just trying to grab the ball. We're still playing the fucking game. There
Right.
was no stoppage, there was no foul, there was no anything. It was just an out of bounds. So give me the ball, I give it to the ref, I pass it back in. You know, and Jokic said like a fan put his hands on me. I thought the league wanted to protect players, and he's saying, I guess we'll see how
Right.
much basically they really want to protect us because at the end of the day, there's 50,000 fans and there's only 10 guys on the court. So who's
Right.
really needs to be more protected? The fans or the players? You know, like it shouldn't be a thing, and I don't even like talking about it because it probably won't get brought up again for who knows how long. Like
Right.
these are like one-off incidents. The only reason it was a real big deal and not just like another Russell Westbrook throwing a fan out deal, it was the owner. It was the
Right.
fucking owner. You know,
Yep.
the chances of them going out of bounds right there and then the owner grabbing the ball.
Slim.
Yeah. And Jokic was also saying like they asked him, "Hey, do you know who that was?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know who it was, but at the time I didn't. It was just a fan. And even if I did know, he's still just a fan. Even if he's
Right.
the owner, he's watching the game.
In that point in time, he
He's
is
a
just a
fan.
Phoenix Suns fan.
Yeah, that's all he is. It's nothing more. So you can't treat him differently for like grabbing the ball and, you know, fucking with the ball just because he's the owner.
Right. And the Nuggets coach even said that in his press conference. He said, "I don't give a shit who it was." Like I mean, he's
You
100%
shouldn't.
correct. Right.
You
100%.
shouldn't.
100%. If you're going to sit there on the sideline rather than up in a box, you need to be treated like every other fan.
For sure. And I still think 25K super light. for
Right.
Jokic and for like the drama it caused. So I was just glad that Matt tweeted that out and maybe we could just squash that going into the next game. Media wise, still gonna talk about it all the time, but like just on like viewer wise, like the beef ain't there.
Right. And
So
the Suns though did pull the game out, which was awesome. As far as if you were watching, it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then finally, good old Devin Booker, him and KD got the job done. He has been on a hell of a tear these last 2 games.
Devin Booker, the last 2 games is probably I think he's on like in the playoffs. He scored the most points through these 9 games than anyone since Jordan.
Just
And
it's
he's
yeah.
shooting 70% from the field in 2 games.
Right, and it's not like he's only going to the bucket or he's not taking wide open, pull up jumpers. He's hitting contested, potentially even double teamed 3 balls, pulling up in fast, in the fast break or coming up the court. They just gave him too much, and thanks, I'll take all that.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to play help defense on Booker when you got KD.
Right, and Booker kind of mentioned that the gravity that KD gives to the offense, it makes his job so much easier. And then I forget the name of the guy that went off last night for him, but this guy who the Nuggets decided they were going to leave open hit like 4 threes for the Suns, the Suns last night. Which if you're a Suns player and you're a role player, you have to like if I get an open three, I am knocking it down because you're gonna get open threes.
Yeah, for sure. You're basically practicing how you're going to play in an open gym. Nobody's on you because that's most of your shots are going to be in the corner, at the top of the key, off of a pick and roll or a drive by one of the 2 guards and a dish to you. I
You're
can tell you,
100% correct.
I did see Chris Paul's guaranteed out for Game 5.
Dude, they got better without him playing.
I told you, bro. As soon as they said he was out, I was like, this team might be nasty now.
Yeah. I mean, letting Devin Booker and Kevin Durant just handle the basketball is great. And then it adds, obviously, Chris Paul, great point guard, good facilitator, but his defense isn't the same as what it used to be. So
No.
now you have Campaign actually guarding someone on the other end. So it adds a little bit to the defensive end. The guy who ended up hitting, I think, 4 threes for him last night. Let's see here. 5 threes for him last night. Landry Shamet.
Damn. Damn.
Right. So if you knew him before, I've heard his name before, but I
Yeah,
didn't
for
know he
sure.
played for the Suns anymore or played for the Suns this year. But yeah, he stepped up, went 5 of 8 from three, and hit clutch threes in the third and fourth quarter. So
That's how you win chips. Or you have guys like that. You have like the Horries and stuff that hit the shots that need to be hit. Not the main guys, but the cast, the surrounding cast. They have to hit the shots.
you nailed the nail on the head again. That's you said a big name there, especially for what we're going to
Yeah,
talk
I seen your light. I seen your
about.
eyes light up. I'm like, oh god, this guy. I already know exactly.
But yeah, so the Suns they're tied 2-2 going back to Denver. Right now the Nuggets are still ahead as far as favorite wise. So if you're a huge Suns believer, keep taking advantage of it because the books are not respecting the Suns at all right now.
Yeah, what are the lines on that? Oh, the Suns are plus 650. Starting at the top, Celtics are plus 155. That's wild.
Yep.
That is wild.
So they went from I think what plus
40.
180, 140 last video to a week later. Now they're plus 155. So they obviously see that the 76ers are going to give them a little bit of a battle.
Dude, I like the 76ers plus 1100.
I mean, yeah,
That's crazy value.
right? Like
Crazy
if they
value. They have the MVP in strip club James Harden right now.
right, you just need to send James Harden money to go to the strip club.
Yeah,
So
he
you
just
know
got to
that that's going to hit.
make sure James gets his 6 hours a night in the strip club, and we'll be good for next game.
Yep. Second favorite for the NBA championship is your favorite Los Angeles Lakers at plus 425.
Would you
So
look at that?
so they've moved up quite a bit, which is, obviously they're up 2-1 in their series, but they're going up against Golden State, so who knows what can happen.
Bro, they were like a plus 1,200 a week
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. It's I
That's what the 76ers are going to be like if they win this next game. If they take one in the Garden, they're going to be the plus 425.
right. Yeah, I mean, rightfully so. LeBron James, you called it from the very beginning. Props to you. I'll give you all the credit in the world. People are saying this is his last dance, kind of, to MJ there, but if he pulls it out, you hit the
Dude,
you
it's
that's
not
the
even
ultimate
it's
future
not
call.
even LeBron. It was just how well D'Lo was playing. Like, just imagine if you took D'Lo and put him on the Suns.
Right,
Like, what that guard can do, just being able to hit open shots. Like, if you have Chris Paul, nobody's covering him.
right,
He's gonna shoot threes and he might make two a night, but you'll live with that shot. If it's D'Lo shooting 4 or 5, like, you have to get out and cover him. You can't, you
right,
can't sag off of him, and then you have D-Book and Kevin Durant. That's kind of how it works with the Lakers. They have Reeves and D'Lo, who can make shots from outside and are very quick off the dribble, and then you have your big dogs, kind of spacing the floor for them.
right.
So that was the only way it was going to work, is if you had better guards. LeBron needs guards. If you ever see his chips, it's guard oriented. It's not the big guy the other side of the court big guy that's winning up for him. So
You're right. He's not facilitating as much as what he is typically doing, right? Like his assist line has been listed at 6 or under this whole series, and he's been under a lot. So like LeBron James, when you think of him, the career average 28, 8 and 7, I think is what he has. And the one
ridiculous.
year he even had 10 assists a game. So like he's always been that dude who to facilitate, and now he is taking kind of a step back as far as having to have the basketball and make those decisions. So it's nice to see he's maturing, and accepting in that role, and they're flourishing. So good for them.
For sure. I think it's more, or not more, but it also, the development of the team plays a role in that. Like, the team couldn't be undeveloped and then him take this role change. Like,
Right,
just had to be fluent, and they were lucky enough for it to be peaking in the playoffs. So
for
they
sure.
figured out their lineup, and then they figured out like changes for LeBron in the playoffs and how to work against the opposing team's guards. And you have Curry, Klay Thompson, and Jordan Poole, and then DiVincenzo or
Yep,
whatever. Those are small guards, like,
yep.
not known for defense whatsoever. So that's why these point guards in this series are um, not facilitating as much, and more off the dribble, because that's kind of the game plan. They think that these guards can't guard at the end of the day.
You're 100% correct. I mean, if you look at LeBron before the trades happened, where they got the pieces that they have now, and like his run up to taking the all-time scoring, he was going off like 30 to 40 points a game, and now he's sitting at the low 20s. Obviously, if LeBron has to get it done, he's going to go out and try his damnedest to do it and have to do it, but who knows? They're plus 425, second favorites to win the NBA championship, first favorites to, or tied with the Nuggets to come out of the West right now at plus 200 apiece. But they're at plus 425 for the championship. The Nuggets, as I mentioned, plus 200 to win the West, but plus 475 to win the championship. So comparatively for the two, if you take the Nuggets to win the Western Conference, maybe a little bit more value there, or the Lake, yeah, the Nuggets to win. Third and fourth are both the other two Western teams, so the Suns are plus 650. If you're a huge Suns fan, you believe that they're gonna pull it out without Chris Paul. Jump on it now, because if they win this game in Denver, it's no longer going to be plus 650. You're never going to see that again. And then Golden State plus 900. Obviously
Wild.
down 2-1, right? They're in LA down 2-1. So I get it, but if they tie it up 2-2, like, it's skyrocketing again.
If they win this game, the Lakers and Golden State will switch. Lakers will go to a plus 900, and Golden State will jump to the closer to plus 500 ish.
Right. I agree. Having home
Or-
court advantage again.
yeah, maybe the Nuggets jump up to that 425 and the Suns will be the 475 or something
Right.
like that.
I agree. To round out the bottom three, you already mentioned it, 76ers plus 1,100. We both think that's great value. You know, MVP, Strip Club James, Tyrese Maxey, who can go off for 30 at any night. You got Georges Niang coming off the bench, hitting
Yeah.
threes from Iowa
Debo,
State.
you got Debo Tucker bullying people, taking chains.
Yep, Tucker and Tobias. Yeah, they got a good squad, you know. Good to finally see the process coming together. They're at plus 1,100. They're tied 2-2 in their series with Boston. You have the Heat at plus 2,000. They're obviously up 2-1, or looking like they're going to go up 3-1 in Miami, so that's probably changing as we
They are
speak.
up. They are up 3-1. Miami wins tonight, 109 to 101.
Dang. Okay, so 8-point game. That sucks. But
God damn it.
Timothy Butler does it again. And then the Knicks, before or when we wrote this out, was they were sitting at plus 6,500. Obviously, that line's now going to be like probably plus 12,000 or 1,200 or more. No, yeah,
Plus
12,000
1,000,000.
plus 12,000 or more. So it's definitely a long shot. Sucks to see if you're a Knicks fan because you had really high hopes, especially with Jimmy Butler getting hurt in Game 1. But hey, that's the way she rolls sometimes.
Hey man, sorry. I will say I have never seen more Knicks hype in my life.
Yeah,
Before
me either.
in my life, because they haven't been good in my life prior to the season or whatever. But I've never seen so much hype going into a series and then after winning one series. Like I swear to God, I seen 30 Knicks fans saying it was going to be Knicks in 5. Knicks in 5, maybe.
Yep.
Knicks in 4, Knicks in 5. Give me Jimmy Butler. That's all they got is Jimmy Butler. He's
Right.
not going to do that to us. Well,
look at how he does it.
he dropped 27 again tonight.
Yep, the Knicks have not been good, and you're right. The hype for the Knicks, and then obviously the hype that we've been talking about with the Lions, at an all-time high for at least our life. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. You see Bronny going to USC?
Yes, Bronny James. You know, obviously LeBron James Jr. doesn't want anyone to know who he is, so he goes by Bronny. Going to USC, finally committed. They're talking his NIL like evaluation, what he could get. The value is $7.2 million. 7.2 million.
I
Highest,
just stay in college for 10 years. I ain't got to go to the league.
right? Highest amateur athlete. He's got deals obviously with Nike, just like his dad. Beats by Dre, and then he's got an underwear deal as well. So good old Bronny James, $7.2 million as an 18-year-old just to go to college and hoop for 1 year.
Alongside the FaZe Clan deal.
Right.
And
yeah.
any other non-disclosed deals or whatever.
Going to
7.2 million.
Going to USC, getting the Reggie Bush treatment from everyone, I'm sure, and
Legally.
right, and it'll be legal. So whatever he does at USC, look for it to be a fun to watch next year for sure.
Yeah, Bronny was the number 19 prospect in the class of 23, and the USC Trojans are the number 13 ranked class coming into 23. They returned 4 top scorers, and they won 22 games last year. So alongside, they have the number 1 prospect in 23 also committed. So they have the number 1 overall plus Bronny James, and then 4 scorers that won 22 games last year.
Damn.
So there will be a lot of hype in this team next year going forward. There'll be a lot of bandwagon USC fans. You're going to see a lot of USC apparel going out, but it's going to be, rightfully so.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's unfortunate that they're not coming to the Big Ten yet. Like, I would love to watch their games.
I would give a left nut to go see Bronny play, smack LeBron in the back of the neck.
Right. As we said, Bronny is $7.2 million in NIL, the biggest for any amateur athlete. The next closest is Arch Manning at 3.7 mil. So that's a huge drop off.
Dude, that's double.
Right.
Damn near. That's crazy.
And it's Arch Manning, so you would think like if anyone is gonna, even come in the stratosphere of Bronny, it would be him because as far as hype goes and being a quarterback, obviously the most paying sport is football. You would think Arch Manning would have to, but nope.
Especially coming out of Texas. Being
Right,
one of the best Texas quarterbacks, and then you have that last name. I mean, just slap the brand deal on him.
right, and yeah, 3.7 mil for him. He'll obviously be there a little bit longer than Bronny will probably, so he'll probably at the end make more. But as it stands right now, yeah, Bronny James, will his brother surpass him? Time will tell.
I think his brother is going to be better. I think he's more athletically gifted. You could tell like he was a late bloomer. Like he just kind of looked like the little gumpy little nerd, kind of
Right.
overweight. And then 1 year later, you seen him. He was in like 8th grade, and he was skinny, athletic, and dunking. I'm like, what the fuck did you do last year, buddy?
Good old
But I,
Bryce.
I would say it makes sense, obviously, for Bronny being the highest paid, even double of what Arch is, because he's been a prospect since he was 12 years old.
Right. Well, I mean,
Although Arch Manning obviously is a prospect as well, but it's a little hard getting middle school and youth football tape compared to seeing basketball highlights and crossovers and being like out of the league of basketball players at an early age. I feel like, that Arch kind of blew up when he got into high school.
right.
Bronny was already blowing up in 6th grade. He kind of had like that little LaMelo Ball
Yeah.
spurt of, clips and balls life and shit like that, where he already like peaked to what Arch could potentially peak at before he even graduated high school.
You're 100% correct. I just going back to the Bryce thing. I wonder what his money will be for NIL because
How
seven
young
point
is
two.
he?
I think he's only 2 or 3 years behind him. I think he might be a freshman and Bronny's a senior. So
So do that in college.
right,
Bronny's a senior, and his brother, if he's an even bigger sub, which I really think he's going to be, especially if he's a freshman right now, if he sticks with it and he actually wants to do it, I think he's going to be the better James. But I don't know.
money wise, it'll be fun to see. That's for sure.
Yeah, I just think,
USC gonna have to stay up for the 10 p.m. games next
dude,
next basketball season.
dude, I can't
Goodbye
wait to
sleep.
hammer Bronny's over on PrizePicks.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Gonna jump into a little MLB. The Tigers were on a 5-game win streak going into yesterday's game. End up losing. They had a 6-3 lead going into the 6th inning, then gave up 7 runs.
Yeah, we know how that goes.
Yep, on they had 4 errors I think altogether in the game. 2 by Baez at short, and
2?
yep, and then 2 more by the third baseman who was playing yesterday. I think it was Matan. Obviously they are hitting the ball. They're fun to watch. It's not complete misery. They won their game today, so they've won 6 out of the last 7. They are in second place in the Central, only 2.5 game back from the Twins. So the Detroit Tigers trying to make a little noise, make the summer not be so miserable, at least for us.
You gonna start mixing the batch of Kool-Aid, or you want me to get the sugar?
We'll hold off until next year at least.
Oh, next year? All right.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can do that.
If they're still in contention come August, then okay, I'll start mixing some Kool-Aid. But I'm gonna keep it in the cupboards and for the Lions and Michigan football this coming fall. So
That's respectable. We can save it because I'm ready to chug it for those two.
no, absolutely. A little update on our Prize Picks whale. So as we kind of said, we had a 6 leg Prize Picks that we did for the whole baseball season. They were Garrett Cole, over 235 strikeouts. So far through 8 starts, he's at 58. He's on pace right now, comparing like how many games they've played to what they need for the rest of the season. He's on pace, so that's good to see. Jacob DeGrom, over 200 strikeouts. He's at 45 in 6 starts. So he's on pace and doing a little bit better than Cole is, but he's on the injured list right now. So on the 15-day injured list, all he's doing is playing catch this week. He's been one that if he starts, he's the best pitcher in the MLB, but he can't stay healthy. The last 3 seasons, he hasn't pitched a whole season, we were obviously gambling on the fact that we're hoping that he might get injured, but hopefully he pitches more than half a season. If he pitches more than half a season, he's going to knock the 200 out, no problem. But DeGrom right now on pace, even though he's on the injured list. Next, we get into some shaky areas here. So we got Jose Ramirez over 98.5 RBIs. He has 18. He had one tonight against the Tigers, 19. He's under pace. I'm just looking for him to get going as it starts to get warmer. You know, guys that play in the north, it's cold still in April and the beginning of May. A lot of rain. As it starts to dry out, the ball's going to start flying a little bit more. The guys that are hitting in front of him need to start getting on base like they did last season. He's hitting 285, I think. We just got to look for him to, get those opportunities with guys on base.
For sure.
He'll get hot. He's one of the best hitters in baseball. Aaron Judge under 44.5 home runs. So this is the one that if it's gonna happen, we need help, right? Like Aaron Judge needs to fall back down to earth comparatively to last year. And so far, he has done that. He is on pace to be under. He is at 6 so far and has been on the injured list for the last week. He comes off tomorrow, so he's going to start playing tomorrow. Hopefully that hip doesn't give him any trouble. Fingers crossed. Yep. So, I kind of talked about it. I expect him to be on the injured list a couple times this season. Looking back at his, previous years before last year, obviously, he was a regular, back tightness, be on the injured reserve for 15 games. And that, if you're not getting at bats, you're not going to hit home runs. So let's hopefully he goes for the under. And then the last two, the good old Houston Astros, they've been struggling, but look for them to get hot here soon. So Ryan Presley, we had him over 32.5 saves. He's only got 4 so far, so he's not looking very good. He's probably the worst on this list as far as how far along he is. But there's a big but, right? He's gotten all 4 of these saves in the last 2 weeks. So he struggled for the first month. In the last 2 weeks, he's been pitching very well, and they're giving him the opportunities. So the Astros aren't just blowing teams out anymore. They're actually having close games, which is good because we need Presley to get 33 saves. And then the last but not least, good old Alex Bregman, third baseman for the Astros, over 89.5 ribbies. So he's at 15 right now. He struggled to start the season for the first 2 weeks. He has 14 in the last 30 days. So he's starting to hit the ball a little bit better. As the Astros start to get a little bit better, he's going to start to get a little bit better. He's only hitting like 200 right now. His career way better than that. So look for him to get hot. Right now, 3 of 6 people on pace, 3 of 6 under pace with some promise. So hopefully it hits. That'll be a huge payout at the end.
Hey, it's the way she goes. We knew it was going to be like this. It's a whole season. It's not a sprint.
Right.
It's a marathon, baby. We're in it for the long haul. That was kind of the fun part about it. We'll be able to just stay up to date on it week to week, even though PrizePicks doesn't.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Just ride that one out.
We look at PrizePicks and it's still what they had, 2 weeks into the season. So it looks really bad. But when you actually look at ESPN, we're good to go. I'll look at giving updates on this pretty much after every month, so we could at least kind of keep long.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool with me, man.
Absolutely. All right.
There is a top 5 I want to get into.
Uh-oh.
We were talking about clutch plays. The Harden 3 kind of reminded me of this, but your top 5 to end the game, your top 5 clutch players to end the game, whether it's a field goal, it's a jump shot, it's a putt, whatever it is, your top 5 dudes. Who you got?
When the game is on the line or match is on the line, who do you want, clutch situation? Top 5 in no particular order, okay? Mr. Big Shot himself, you mentioned it earlier, my eyes lit up, Robert Horry. I just always think back to that shot he hit against the Pistons because obviously
I can still see where it was.
Yep.
I can picture where he was.
It's sad because I thought we should have won a second championship with that team. But Robert Horry, clutch. If you're going to shoot a game winner or buzzer beater for 3, that's who you want. Shooting a different kind of 3, I went with Adam Vinatieri. You
I
know,
mean, I mean, I mean, how do you not? How do you not?
most clutch NFL kicker probably of all time. I don't think he's the best kicker of all time because I give that award to Justin Tucker, but Adam Vinatieri, as far as clutch, that's who I'm picking.
Playoffs, Super Bowl, game winners, in the snow.
Right,
Doesn't fucking matter.
shoveling the snow off with your hands, it don't matter. Adam Vinatieri, ice in the veins. For my next person, I kind of went with like Olympian. So I went in the water. If anyone is racing in the water, there's one person you're picking, and it's Michael Phelps. If you need a gold medal, or the country needs a gold medal, or my life is on the line, I want prime Michael Phelps going up against whoever you come up with, because I bet you can't even name another. Not you personally, but anyone can name another swimmer. And if you can, it's probably Ryan Lochte because he had the drama. But other than that, he wasn't very good. So Michael Phelps, give me him.
That's respectable. Give me prime Michael Phelps with a bong. That's the Michael Phelps I want. That was the reliable one.
There you go. For number 4, I went baseball. Mariano Rivera. To end the game, if you want to close it out, who are you going to? Enter Sandman himself,
Dude,
Mariano Rivera.
Coldest intros, bro.
It's so awesome watching the hype videos that they come out with him in the Enter Sandman run. It's just ridiculous.
It's so sick, dude.
And then the last that I had on the golf course, Tiger Woods. Sunday Tiger is different. Seeing that red and black, if you're in the lead and he's behind you, you're always checking that scoreboard. Oh, what Tiger do?
Sure.
What Tiger do? You hear the roar, and then you're going up to hit. Oh, shaking in your boots. Tiger Woods, obviously, you think back to him making that terrible shot and then chipping in on a 16 or 17. Just that Nike promo commercial. It's just you can't beat that.
You can't, dude. That was the clutchest shot. One of the clutchest shots.
Right. No. Yeah. But that's my top 5: Robert Horry, Adam Vinatieri, Michael Phelps, Mariano Rivera, Tiger Woods. Who do you got?
You got any honorable mentions? It's a real tough one. So if you got a few, let me know.
Yeah, I've got quite a few. So, David Ortiz, I listed in an honorable mention. Obviously, as a Tigers fan, you always think back to Torrey Hunter diving over the home run fence and David Ortiz beating us. But clutch when it comes to it. Another baseball player that I had was Reggie Jackson. They call him Mr. October for a reason. When it came playoff time and time to do it, he always showed up. I've got 2 quarterbacks, TB12. If you have a game-winning drive that you need to get points, obviously in the Super Bowl his record isn't perfect, but if you're going to have a last drive, who else do you want other than Tom Brady? He's the one who got Adam Vinatieri in position, right?
For sure.
Eli Manning. So if you got to beat Goliath, who do you want? You want Eli. Obviously, he had help from David Tyree, but I feel like if you're going to beat the team, you got to have Eli. And then my 2 basketball players, Chauncey, obviously Mr. Big Shot is what they call him. If you look at his stats, I don't think he was as good in clutch time as what everyone remembers, but I just as a kid remember him hitting big shots and enjoying that very much. So he was an honorable mention. And then Cardiac Kemba Walker as my last one that I have. Looking back to his senior season and the run that he did in the Big East tournament and the NCAA tournament, there's no one that has done it better. So those are my honorable mention. Yep.
That's clutch. That's the epitome of clutch.
What you got?
I liked I like Eli because this is not a skills rating or anything like that. This is purely off of clutch. So
right.
He's clutch. He game-winning drives. He's never blown out anyone in the Super Bowl. It's been a clutch game-winning drive. 100%. So respectable. All right, let's roll with my top 5. No in particular order. We're gonna roll with Derek Jeter.
Okay.
You need an at bat. You need someone to single. You need a ribby. 1 out, guy on third, win the game. Bottom of the 9th. Bring in DJ.
Through. Absolutely.
Come on now. Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bean.
Because he had to be. He was the only guy to be clutch. There was nobody else ever on that team other than Derek Fisher hitting that bullshit bank shot that was ever clutch. You got Horry and Horry and DJ basically. Then I got MJ. He's 9 for 22 in game winning shots. And that doesn't sound great when you think of 9 for 22, but you won't find many players that have taken 22 game winning shots. So the
Right.
fact that you get that many tells you are clutch. You are the best guy to take the shot for us. So he is clutch. Everybody knows, everybody remembers his clutch threes. I don't really have to talk about MJ too much. Everyone knows he's clutch. I got Robert Ory.
Okay.
I knew as soon as I seen it in your eyes light up, I was like, fuck, dude, he took Robert too. I got T Woods as well.
Okay.
And then my last two.
Honorable mentions, who you got?
Fate of the universe on the line. The Martians have the death beam pointed at Earth. You better hit it. I want Iguodala. How could you not be clutch? The fate of the universe on the line.
That
you
is
got
one of
people
the-
saying, I want Iguodala.
I'm sorry, but that is one of
The craziest things
craziest
anyone's
takes
ever said ever. How does he still have a job on TV? There's
Over-
no way.
Over Steph Curry, over Klay Thompson. I want
Absolutely
Iguodala.
insane. All right, my last one. This is the actual clutchest player of all time.
Okay.
We're going to take it back to Jesse Owens.
Okay. All right. That is a minute ago.
3 gold medals as a black man in the late 1930s in front of Hitler. 3 gold medals as a black man in front of Hitler. Tell me someone isn't more clutch. For the country itself. We could barely have black people in the United States on the team. And
No,
he comes
you're right.
in and then spanks the Germans like that. That is literally the clutchest shit ever for America.
You're right. I haven't been able to see his movie that they just come out with, but I am definitely looking forward to it. It's on my things of to do because he is one of the more inspiring athletes of all time. Obviously, you have Jackie Robinson who broke the color barrier for professional sports, but Jesse Owens was kind of that same stratosphere.
Bro, he got a gold medal in every competition he was in.
Right. Just yeah. He was
in that
different.
time too, being a black man in Germany. What the fuck?
Yep.
That's clutch right there, baby. That's stone cold clutch.
When you said, I won't lie, when you said track earlier, I didn't think you were going Jesse Owens. I thought you were going Usain Bolt, which wouldn't have been a bad one. Right?
He ain't that clutch. He was always beating people. If someone was better than him and he was like beating them in big races, that's clutch. But I feel like track is a little tough to, just be specific clutch in like one event, especially
Right.
when you dominated it.
Right. I mean, yeah, you're
like
right.
he's
You're
like
right.
undefeated. It's kind of tough too, like I said, to say he's not clutch because you win. But
I get it. I think we both had pretty good top fives. Obviously, us pairing up 2 of them.
we keep doing that, bro.
I mean, we're born from the same. Like, obviously, I'm 2 years older than you, a year older than you, but we grew up with the same stuff. We're gonna have the same people.
Yeah, I feel you.
We didn't live too much of different lives. Obviously,
It is kind of funny though that our top 5 like favorite athletes are not the top 5 clutches. Like
Right.
our top 5, like AI, Mike Vick, like they're not they're not the clutchest players,
No, I think they were just the most fun athletes for us to watch.
The most exciting, fun, just takes you back to that time.
Right. When I think of my childhood, all right, I'm Mike Vick, JJ
AI,
Redick,
Bucky Billups.
Yep. Yeah, you're 100% correct.
Oh yeah, buddy. What else you got? You got anything else? We're about an hour in. It's 10:30 on Monday night.
No, I do want to check the score of the basketball game. See if they started yet. Doesn't appear that they had. Oh, they did. 11-12. Warriors down 1 in the first right now.
There we go.
Let's see.
Oh baby.
Because we have a prize pick
Anthony
tonight.
Davis already got 6 points.
Yikes. We went Curry under, and we went what? Russell and LeBron over assists combined.
Yep.
So Curry right now.
Curry's only got 3 points right now.
Yep.
Bang.
And D'Angelo Russell has an assist. LeBron does not have an assist yet. So
Very early, very early.
yeah, the under looks good in this game though. They're at 25 points with only 4 minutes to go in the first. Dang. Both teams
It's a
are
big
struggling.
game, man. Lots of nerves. Whoever wins this game, huge momentum. Golden
sure.
State wins it and goes back to Golden State, or the Lakers go up 3-1 and got 2 to give.
You're 100% correct.
So that'll be dope to watch.
Yeah.
All right, let's call it done.
All right. Sounds
Let's
good.
call it, buddy. We appreciate everyone for the continued support. This is the 10th episode, like we said. It's been really fun doing this. I know I can speak for myself that just being able to talk sports for 2-3 days a week goes a long way for my mental. And I don't really have anyone to do that with right now. So I appreciate you, Dunny, and I appreciate everyone listening and supporting the podcast.
Much the same to you. Obviously, growing up, the sports was always something that I stayed into. Like, I watched Sports Center on replay every day. Like
All day, baby.
My parents hated it, but hey, I knew what stats for every single individual. It didn't matter, and I have kind of gotten away from that in my later years because of different schooling things. But getting back to it now is a lot of fun, and I can't thank you enough for including me because this has been a fun ride, and we're just getting started.
Absolutely, bro. And before we go, I would like to congratulate Dunny on a promotion. Let's go,
Lord
Don.
have
Let's
mercy.
go, baby.
Thank you so much. Yes, I am the center manager now of my PT clinic.
Let's go.
I've kind of been doing the role already for the last year and a half, but now it's official.
Getting paid for it.
Yes.
Now you're getting paid for it. That's what we like to see. More parlays, baby.
Amen to that. DraftKings is happy too. So
yeah, they also got a raise.
I think they called into the company and said, "Yep, we can do this."
All right, that's going to do it from us, guys. Episode number 10 of the Third Leg Podcast. We appreciate you. Be easy. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Another one for Tommy Boy. Another one for the world. Another one for the listeners.